Hello!
Hello, my lovely Flosstube friends. I have a friend. My friend's here. As per my last video, you all knew that the lovely Donna was coming to see me. So we thought, well, since as we're here together, we best do a little tag and show you that we are actually here together. So Donna is in sunny Essex, although it's not overly sunny today, but it is a lot milder than she's used to.
Yes.
So it's not
It's
quite
nice and warm.
Nice and warm. See, I'm working on the accent, people. Okay, so rather than just sit and talk to you, we decided that we would come up with a Stitchy tag. So we're calling this the Stitchy friend tag. So we've got our notes, and we don't know our own answers yet, so this could be really funny because it is about our friends. Right, so okay, it's 10 questions. Number 1. Do you have a Stitchy friend in real life or virtual?
Yes, I have you. Yes, I've got a couple now.
I was going to say.
Yes, we've got a couple now because of the community.
So who have you got that's virtual?
I've got Pam.
Yep.
Yourself.
Yes.
I've got you in real life as well.
Yes.
And I've got loads. Oh, my Flosstube. Michelle Gunn.
So who do you Skype with?
Well, okay, so we've got Michelle Gunn. I've Skyped with her once.
But that's good.
But that's going to be...
That classes as a Stitchy friend.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be a regular thing because I think I'm Skyping with her on Tuesday.
Right, okay, so yeah, virtual.
Yes,
virtual
so she's
Stitchy
virtual,
friend.
but I've met her in real life as well.
Yeah, see, that could change things.
Yes. And she actually only stays about 3 hours away.
She could end up being a better Stitchy friend than me.
Oh.
No, not better, but more frequent in the respect that you
because she
can
lives
see in...
closer.
Yeah.
So I've got Michelle, I've got Pam, and I've got you. So far.
That's good.
But it can extend.
I was going to say, we're open to extension
Yes.
of Stitchy friends. Okay, I have you, virtually and in person.
Yep.
But this is my first person Stitchy friend, other than going to Stitching retreats, which I don't really think counts, because that's not like going to meet with each other. That's meeting a group.
Yep.
So I don't think that quite counts. So the only Stitchy friend that I've had that's come and stayed with me is you, so you're my actual Stitchy friend.
I'm in the famous kitchen.
And we're in the kitchen. And yes, there's pink, and a toaster. Who else have I got? So I've got the lovely Mary,
yes,
who I Skype with. And I've Skyped with Orietta. But I think I've only Skyped with Orietta maybe once or twice. And D Stitcher.
Yeah.
I've Skyped with D Stitcher.
Oh, I've Skyped with D and I've Skyped with Anna.
See?
Yeah.
Look, when you start thinking all these little times that you popped into like a little social group on like a, what do you call those?
Hangout.
A hangout, yes. So when you've hung out, that is classed as virtual Stitchy friends.
Yeah.
So, but I've only ever actually joined, I think, 2 hangouts.
Because it can be a bit busy.
And I'm really not very good at it. So, but obviously, so I've got a few virtuals, 1 actual.
Oh!
As of yesterday. And we're having so much fun. Ask her how many stitches she's put in since she's been here.
4.
4 stitches. She come for a Stitchy weekend. She's done 4 stitches. I've done 1 letter, so at least I'm winning. So anyway, right, okay, back to the questions, right. So, number 2, how long have you been friends with me?
Oh, that's been... Is that not nearly... That's about 1.5 to 2 years now?
Yeah, 2 years.
It'll be 2 years because I've been doing videos for about 2 years and I've been speaking to you from day 1.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 years?
years.
Oh, that's fluent.
We're like seasoned Stitchy friends. So 2 years we've known each other. I'm trying to think. D Stitcher, I think I Skyped with her when I first started doing stitching because she rescued me when I was having problems. So I think for D it's been about 2 years. Obviously a lot of the ones that I know I actually met at the Stitchy retreat. So I think that's maybe 18 months for some of those. So for Mary I think it's 18 months going on 2 years. Because that was when I was working from, I wasn't even working from home, I was just at home. So yeah.
Were you phasing in at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must be about 18 months. So Considering I didn't have any Stitchy friends when I started this, and now I feel like I've got lots of Stitchy friends. Although I don't get to see them in person, it's still lots of Stitchy friends. Right, number 3. How did you meet and how regularly do you chat?
Okay, so we met on Flosstube.
Yes, we did.
Thank
you, Flosstube.
I came across your videos and obviously we started messaging one another on Facebook.
Yes.
And then regularly, we didn't chat it was more messenger at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, we didn't actually talk online, did we?
And then I says, oh, do you have Skype? And because I'm a people, I like to
FaceTime.
I like to FaceTime and see people and yeah. So I said, do you have Skype? And you're like, oh, I might try that. And then it just we done one day and then it was like a case of, so you're busy? You're busy tomorrow? And it came into like, what's it? We Skype about what, 2 or 3 times a week, but we're on the phone near enough every day.
Say, we're on the phone pretty much all the time. And even if we don't actually get to speak because I'm at work and you're busy with the babies and stuff, we still message. We're still like sending each other messages like, morning gorgeous. What are you doing? Right, okay, number 4. How far?
No, you've not. Oh, well, I've answered
You
that.
answered that.
Okay, right, okay, sorry.
You answered, so how did I meet you? Well, you just said how we met.
Yeah, okay, right, sorry.
Right, so how far would you travel to visit a Stitchy friend?
Okay, so obviously people that have watched my channel before, they know that the furthest out that I've travelled has been Canada.
Woo, woo!
So that was what, last September? So
I don't even know what the distance that is, but that's a long way.
Yeah, as far east as you can go. Across the Atlantic Ocean.
See, that's a long way.
It's a long way. So Canada's been the furthest away that I've travelled, and I've only travelled here.
What do you mean only travelled here? You've gone from Scotland to the UK, to like the south of the UK.
Yeah, so, but then I've done crew as well.
Yeah.
So I've only really travelled 3 times. Crew was my first stitching retreat, Essex in Canada.
So you've got on a plane to see a stitcher?
Yes.
Yes.
I've got on
Twice.
2 planes.
Yes, twice. And me? It does down here, how far would you travel?
Oh, okay. So, well, I think maybe my point that I was trying to make was, because I've been as far out as that,
Yeah,
it doesn't really, it doesn't really bother me, as long as I got on with the person I'm willing to travel.
Me, I travel to the ends of the earth for my Stitchy friends.
Oh.
Wherever you are in the world, if money was no object, I'd be there.
Yeah.
I'd get on any plane. I'd get on a boat. I'd swim the channel.
Would you do all your stitching stuff?
I'd been a sort of special waterproof rucksack. They do those. Yeah, no. I think for the right person, you know, if you like someone enough, you would. You would want to go and meet them face to face.
Yeah.
No matter how far away they are. Although I'm not sure that I would want to go to like Hong Kong. Or see, now I would really love to have gone over to Australia.
Yeah.
See, I got some Stitchy friends.
Yeah.
Not virtual or online, but people that, you know, I've chatted to and, you know, they've had Stitchy retreats over there in Australia. I'd love to do that. It's not to say that I won't do that, just
maybe
not right now. But I would go to the ends of the earth and back.
Oh. You're so nice.
Oh, no, I'm not. Number 5. Do you get more progress stitching in the company of your Stitchy friend? Either in person or virtually, or on your own? I think we just answered this question.
On my own. Because as you can tell, I've put like 4 stitches in. And then when I'm on Skype, virtually, no. Because we get chatting, and we start laughing, and then the stitching kind of goes out the window. I think the first maybe 10-15 minutes, it's like, oh, hello, and so what are you working on?
Yeah.
Oh, great, show me your piece, like show me how much progress you've made. Oh, I'm working on this week. Oh, lovely, fantastic. So, guess what happened in work this week? And it's like,
grab a coffee, we're going to need a coffee for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm with with you.
Although
we do one thing I have noticed, although I don't actually get that much stitching done, we do a lot of show and tell. You know that whole, oh, I'm stuck on this bit, what do you think of this? And you like throw it into the camera so that they can see it, and then you have a discussion about your stitching. So we do discuss stitching.
Yeah.
And, you know, should I do this or should I do that? What do you think? Or does that look wrong?
I think we get more of putting things on our wish list than we actually do working on the piece that we should be doing. It's like, oh, have you seen such and such a person's piece this week? And it's like, oh wow, yeah. And then
you are all a bunch of enablers.
Yes.
And since as I have been neglecting the Flosstube community because I've been so busy, when I do get to go on to Skype with Donna, Donna's like, oh, have you seen what so-and-so's stitching on? And I'm like, no. And she's like, look at this. And then she shares it with me. So I do get to see glimpses of what you're doing based on Donna's approval. So I still sort of get dabbled into Flosstube even though I'm not actually watching it all the time. It's fabulous. Right, that was number 5. So number 6. Do you and a stitchy friend enjoy the same theme of stitching or do you differ?
Well, if it's you, I tend to find I've got the same taste as you, because you like kind of fantasy stuff and you like the ladies and you like vibrant colours, and you're not really into like your samplers. You're not into like buildings, that sort of thing. And I'm not into that. I like pretty stuff. I like things that pop and sparklies, and so I would tend to say that I enjoy the themes that we do. But not to say that I don't like any other pieces that are absolutely stunning. It's just not my style to stitch them. But I would say, as if I'm speaking about me and you, I think we're relatively similar.
I think we're the same in the fact that we like pretty stuff.
Yes.
I think for me, I'm very governed by my own surroundings. So I tend to, I do sort of tend to be drawn to things that I can hang in my own house. If it's not something that I could put in my house and it wouldn't go with my decor, I'd be like, well, it's nice, but I wouldn't stitch it.
Because you would say, where would I put it?
Unless I was doing it for someone else, but then I'm not really a stitch for others because.
I get roped into that all the time.
Yeah, see, well, I mean, it's a bit like sort of some of the pieces that you do. You do a lot of stitching for other people, which... Yeah. I don't know. If I was at home all the time, would I do that? No, I don't think I would. I think it's just me. I think... But then, I've not been stitching as long as you. So at the minute, everything that I want to stitch is stuff that I still want to hang up. Yeah. So I have my proud moments. That's not to say I haven't done stuff for others, like small wedding samplers and stuff, you know, I'll do those, but I mean, you sort of took on some rather large projects that are for other people.
Full coverage stuff,
yeah. See, I couldn't do that. It was too much of my time, and I'd be like, what if they destroyed it? I couldn't do that, no.
Oh, can I tell you a little story?
Go on.
So, I think Michelle knows this, do you know this? I don't know. But, so, I goes to my sister's house, and she was cleaning out her mum's house. Yeah. Did I tell you this?
I think you might have.
Oh, so about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to stitch my stepmother a Betty Boop. And
for those that didn't understand that, that's Betty Boo.
Oh, we say Boop, but yeah, Betty Boo. Betty Boo. She's on my socks. She's on my socks. I've got socks with her on. Anyway.
We're in our pyjamas, by the way.
So I decided about 4 or 5 years ago to stitch this for her because she loves her. And sadly she passed away. So what had happened was my sister was cleaning out her belongings and stuff to get her house ready to get back up for renting. And I got it returned back to me. And she was a heavy smoker and it came back yellow and it was really badly stained. So I decided, I'm going to try and freshen this up. So I've put it in the bath. And I've done my usual, like I did with Jensen, with the dish soap, and
a bit little tickle.
I pulled the Betty Boop out, and unfortunately it was in that bad condition that it just completely tore in half while I was lifting it out the bath. And that was a gift for somebody, and that kind of puts me off now. Yeah. So ever since, when you're saying I do a lot of gifts now, I don't have
the drive.
I don't like to do it now because. But then she was a non-stitcher. I think it's different. If you're wanting to stitch stuff for other stitchers, they appreciate the time, the effort, and the hard work that gets put into it. She wasn't a stitcher, so she never appreciated it.
See, I don't really know enough stitchers to be able to sort of do the whole stitch for a stitcher, so therefore for me it would be a non-stitcher, and that I'm sorry, but that.
And the problem is, I'm doing a full coverage piece now for one of my other friends who's a non-stitcher, and it's like, are you going to look after this after all the effort and time that I'm putting into it? But it's a lesson learned. I won't.
Let's be honest. What are the likelihoods once you've stitched it and it's gone off to somebody's house? What are the likelihoods, other than if it's sort of up in their living room, that for years and years and years you're going to be going around there and seeing it? Chances are it'll be something that you stitch for someone.
Yeah.
You know, it'll go in their house. Then they might have a decor change, so it might get moved to another room, and then you'd never know.
Yeah.
You'd never know. It's not there. Please don't tell me the husband's coming in. This could be interesting, people. Maybe I'll just let this run. What do you reckon? Oh yes, he's coming.
He's coming. He's coming.
Hi, dear. Are you not speaking? No? Husband's not speaking. How many of you do videos and your husband walks through and they're just like mute? Any other time he'd have a lot to say. Right, okay, so where was we? Right. Oh, this one could be funny.
What's
right.
this?
Number 7. If you was with your stitchy friend and you saw a mistake, or you didn't like something that they were stitching on, would you be honest and say so, or would you keep your thoughts to yourself?
You don't know what's me you're speaking about, do you know what I mean? So I don't sound harsh, I'll go, oh wow, that's different.
That sarcasm in your voice tells me everything already.
But, not to say again that I don't like it, I just wouldn't stitch it. But then I can't, when I'm comfortable and people know the type of person I am, they should know that it's not to be nasty, it's not to be horrible, but I would be like, why are you wasting your time on that? Like, really?
See, now I would be much more diplomatic than that with you.
Whereas, but in the same sense, if you flip it to be positive, if it makes you happy, that makes me happy.
See, I'd be like, it's really nice, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I could say that as well.
I would say that. Shit, Donna, that's horrible.
I don't mean to be, I just like, what?
I'd be like, ew. No, I wouldn't. No, I could never. To be honest, I think in some respects, so if it's a really good friendship where you know you could be 100% honest and they would not be offended by the fact that you have an opinion on it, I would be 100% honest and say, if I'm honest, I don't like it.
Yeah.
However, if it was someone where
you know
you don't know them well enough that you don't know you wouldn't offend them.
Yeah. You would be nice.
I would be good enough to keep my thoughts to myself.
Of course, 100%.
And just say, oh yeah, it's lovely.
You know when to rein it in.
Yeah.
And when not to.
Well, sometimes. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever nasty about anything.
No.
But if it's something that I genuinely don't think, oh wow, or, you know, it's just like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Then sometimes I couldn't blatantly lie and go, oh well, that's amazing.
No.
If I wasn't like, oh well, that's amazing. So I would just be like, oh no, it's nice. But then I think that would say everything. You wouldn't need to say anything else, would you? Because they'd be like, you don't really like it, do you?
Well, it was like you with my baby blanket. Yeah. Like, I pulled my baby blanket out last night. She's like, show me the pieces that you've brought. And I said, right, okay. Pulled out the baby blanket. And what was it you said to me? You went, oh, that looks strange. And I'm like, really?
If you saw this baby blanket, you'd think it's strange. There's little starmen on it. No, actually, it's not that. When you look at it, it's different. It doesn't look like cross stitch. It isn't. There's no fabric with holes in it. It's just got little blue X's on it, and you have to put the holes in yourself. I thought that was just a little bit bizarre. But that's my stupidity because I've never done anything other than your bog standard. Yes.
No, you're not stupid. You just
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that's it. It's just
but then
something
I've never stitched on a printed chart or printed design. I've only ever done like the one where it's a bit of plain fabric.
Yeah.
So maybe that's, but no, you're right, the baby blanket didn't do it for me. But then I don't know babies, you know, if I had loads of babies, I'd be like, oh, I want one, wouldn't I? Because you can relate to it. Again, it's that whole, if you can relate to it, then you tend to really like it. Are you off, babe? Are you going somewhere? Come on, talk to him, Dal. No? Okay, he doesn't want to talk to you.
What did you say? What did you say?
I don't do floss porn.
Oh!
It's a good job he's not on this video. It's very unprofessional.
A lot of editing's going to probably happen.
No, it's not. We're not. This is going to be as real as it comes.
Yeah.
There will be no edited versions of this. Right. Okay. So anyway, honesty is the best policy. However, if I thought
That's the way it's done.
I think if I could actually offend someone, I would keep my thoughts to myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 8. If you had the chance to go anywhere in the world to stitch with a Stitchy friend, where would you go and what would you stitch?
Okay, so this is a selfish
course it
thing
is.
on my part. I would love to do St. Lucia. I would love to take you to St. Lucia.
Oh.
And what would I stitch? Well, it's a beautiful country, lovely white sands and just relaxation, lovely sea, and chatelaines. I would take my chatelaine with me because it's a beautiful place, beautiful project.
How long would we go for?
Oh, it would have to be no less than a week. It has to be 2 weeks to maybe 3 weeks. In the sun and stitching. Could you imagine the amount of stitching you could get done in 3 weeks on a chatelaine?
Oh, be heaven.
Yeah. So that's where I would take you. But then it's a selfish part for me because I've always wanted to go to St. Lucia.
I've been there.
And you've been there, so...
Right, mine.
Okay.
I've got 2.
Oh, okay.
I get 2. So the first one is that I'd love to go to the States. Now I know what you're thinking. You're just thinking, who would want to just go to the States to stitch? And all you guys there in the States, you're like, we already live here. That's no different to sitting in your own house and stitching. But it so is. Because it would be more, we're going on a shopping trip.
Yes. Right, okay. I see where this is going.
We would go on a road trip through America. So it would need to be 4 weeks long.
Okay.
And we would need to go on a road trip in a soft top thing, you know, one of those car, what do you call it, vehicle, yeah, with a soft top where you can put the top down. Guess what, people? Even with Donna here, the camera still managed to just switch off for no apparent reason. So where was I? Oh yeah, America.
Yeah, the rooftop.
So we're in a soft top convertible car, hustling along the massive great, we call them motorways, I don't know what you call them. Highways. And we would do stitching in hotels in the evenings and stitching, you know, in the car. And the rest of the time we'd be driving and shopping. We'd go to every, what do they call them?
L&S.
L&S, that's the one. We'd go to every L&S in a 4-week run. Could you imagine how much money we'd need?
I know.
But
you see some of the stores over there and they blow you away.
See, this is it. When you know, like when people have done their videos, the videos of like some of the more prestigious places for just cross stitch. Wow.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like that.
No, we've got Hobbycraft. Woo!
Yeah. I don't know. I've got one called Threadbare, but again, that's not just cross stitch. In fact, the cross stitch section is the tiniest part of the store, and everything else is quilting and knitting.
Was that's the same? I found one coming home from the crew retreat, and it was Nifty Needles. The same thing. It was more of a wool shop, a wool and yarn shop, and it just had a small section of cross stitching. Don't get me wrong, they do fabric coming off the bolt, but it's not hand dyed. It's just basic standard colours, and they do DMC.
See,
but it's like £1.20 for one skein.
See how much we miss out on being in the UK. We need to move to the States.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was
Number one.
Number one. Number two would have to be.
Oh no.
Where would it be?
Have you not thought of that?
It would be Mauritius.
Oh really?
We would go to Mauritius. And we would be in one of those little or Thailand. You know, like the ones where you have like the little hut that's on the seafront.
Yes.
We'd be in one of those.
Like a shack.
Yeah, and we would have our chatelaines with us.
Oh.
And we
On
would
both?
sit- Huh?
On both trips?
No, there's no way I could do the chatelaine whilst I'm driving around
Okay.
in America. With the top down, can you imagine it?
Beads.
Yeah, beads everywhere. No, the chatelaine would be on my desolate island
Yeah.
with just my little beach hut, listening to sploosh, sploosh, and sea. But the whole I'm driving in my car, that would have to be definitely a very small in-hand piece.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we? So that was number 8. So number 9. Do you trust your stitchy friend enough to let them stitch on your project?
Yes.
Do you?
100%. Because you're very neat at the back. Have you seen me?
I'm not very neat at the back.
I think yeah.
I think we'd need to test this out on camera.
But I've noticed when I've looked at your pieces up close, you stitch a different direction from me. So that would probably the only be my issue would be, well, if I start a piece and obviously my legs are going this way, and then you continue the piece, you would notice it halfway through, like your legs are going a different
See, now
way.
it's a good job that she's actually pointed this out, because she's been stitching long enough to know and probably would have realised straight away that the stitches that we do are in a different direction. I wouldn't have noticed that.
Yeah, because I see that
So
your,
yes, you're
your
probably
goes up
right.
and
You
mine's
don't
down.
want me stitching on your projects. But of course, the fact that she's a seasoned stitcher, you would have picked up on that. So when you saw mine, you would know to be stitching mine in the same direction as mine.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If you started it first, then that's fine. But could you imagine if I started a piece and went, right, it's Teresa's turn, and then I've got it back, and it's like, she's went the wrong direction. Whereas if you went first,
Yeah.
I would continue the direction that you're going. I would just need to keep being mindful, oh, she doesn't stitch that way.
I'd never think twice about not letting you stitch on mine. I'd be like, whatever, go on, fill your boots. Love.
Oh,
Fill your boots. Man, you've got to do a better job of it than me.
oh, your stitching's lovely. Don't give yourself some credit.
Yeah. No, you've got to get damn right and dirty with it before you sort of start seeing all the imperfections. Oh, sorry, no, they're uniqueness. I'm working on this, people. I've been advised by Flosstube community that it's not a mistake, it's not an error.
No, it's your own.
It's my own interpretation.
Yes.
So, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm really good with that. Okay, and lastly, number 10. We did get there eventually. Number 10. Yeah, I like this one. If you won £1,000, so that would be what, $1,500 ish. I don't know what that is in Australian, so I'm sorry, or Canadian. So if you won 1,000 GB pounds, would you love your stitchy friend enough to buy them a chatelaine kit?
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Yep. 100%.
Totally. But then I'd also buy myself one. A
Yeah.
few.
Well,
with £1,000,
You could buy maybe about 3 or 4.
Yeah, but then I don't know. If I had £1,000, I think I would have to eke it out. So I'd be like, well, okay, well, I'll buy Donna a chatelaine of her choice. I'd buy myself a chatelaine of my choice, and then I think I'd have to bank the rest of the money or take a hubby out for a nice dinner.
I know, because you just, and you feel rotten, don't you?
Well, that's the thing. You know, when you go and spend that sort of money on a big project,
Yeah.
and you know, you question, can you justify it? Of course we can justify it, because we're stitchers.
Yeah.
We can justify it. But then you try and justify that to a partner who's sort of saying, well, you know, you had £1,000 and you've just blown.
You spent how much?
Yeah. See, that's different when you need to justify it to a non-stitcher.
Yeah.
In fact, that is one of the things that I now do with my husband. So because I find it very easy to be able to justify my purchases
Yeah.
to myself, equally as he can justify his own purchases of his little car racing stuff that he does. But we've now agreed that we have to, if we want to spend any real serious money, we have to go to the other one and sell it to them. If they agree that we're justified in spending that sort of money on it, then there's your green light. But the question is, if I can't justify it to my own husband as to why I have to have it or why I think it's worth the money, then I just don't. I don't do it now. That's how I've managed to sort of cap. And I'm not a spender. I'm not the sort of person. I don't get overly drawn and sucked in to, oh, I like that, I like that, oh, I like that, I like that, and then I end up going out on a spending spree. I don't tend to do that. There are certain things that I'll be like, oh, I really like that. But then I always say to myself, if I still really like that in a day or so, then I'll seriously think about it. But if it is literally, I look at it, I won't just buy it then and there. I will always give myself 24, 48 hours and re-look at it again and say, do I still really like that? And then if we're talking something that's serious money, such as chatelaines or newsstands or, things that are, over £100, then I'll do the whole, if I can justify it to my husband, then I can buy it, if he agrees.
Whereas Alan's just so laid back that he'll turn round and say, well, if you know you've got the money, fill your boots.
Well, Darren does. Darren says to me, what are you asking me for? But I always say to him, if I can justify it to you and you can agree that I am justified, then I'll buy it.
You don't feel as bad.
But, he won't do that now because he knows how I do it. He'll say to me, well, do you really need it? How many other projects have you got going on?
Yeah.
Well, when are they going to be finished? Or when, if you buy it now, when are you going to start it? Are you going to start it straight away? Are you going to start it in 3 months? If you're not going to start it in 3 months, why would you want to go and spend £400 when you can spend £400 in 3 months' time?
Yes.
And that's how we work. And it rolls. It rolls well. But yeah, if I won £1,000, I would buy myself a chatelaine. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'd definitely buy you a chatelaine.
Yeah.
And then I think I'd bank the rest of the money and take hubby out for dinner.
That sounds like a good plan. I totally would.
That's it. That's the 10 questions. That is the Stitchy Friends tag.
Oh, that was fun.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
So I suppose really now that we've done our tag and we've said hello to Flosstube, so we've proved that we are actually here together in the same place, I suppose we should really do some stitching.
Yes. I mean, it's
going
on...
What time is it?
Like 20 to 1.
Oh dear. 20 to 1 on Saturday.
It's nearly lunchtime.
I know, we've got to do dinner now. We've got to do lunch. We're going to try sushi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to do sushi. We're going to do sushi for lunch and then we're seriously stitching.
Yeah, no, we need to get a good couple hours in, yeah.
So right, lovely to catch up with you all.
Bye!